Poetry is a pause, a brook which has a thought, a bird which has a song, a heart which knows abandon. Poetry is not merely words, it is also the very act of living. This is Sunil Bhandari and you are listening to Uncut Poetry. Dawn in Hampi. Today, the dawn broke for me, and me alone. The whole universe said, "He deserves a treat." And the quiet drama of the morning began. It was quiet, sepulchral, tinges of sound and light, just a crack for a tweet, just a sliver for a color. The ghosts of the night lingered, their exit a sun ray away. My teaspoon scraped the cup and a bird scooped a height. The ubiquitous cuckoo seemed to have travelled the miles to be with me, to say, "You are not a stranger in a strange land. Come, loosen, come, revel, sing with me." The slopes of the hills revealed, the water in the valley glistened, the leaves trembled. The inkiness of my being dissolved as I stirred the sugar in the cup. A leaf floated by to say hello. I closed my eyes and let the silence shut the noise in my head. I was elsewhere and all life was here. Everything began and ended in this moment. The plans and stratagems of life were far and drifted with the dark away into recesses. They will come again to haunt my heart, but for today, this red, cool morning, this bird on a wing, this tree on a song was all that life was about. I got up to go, and with the ruins of Hampi across the river and the boulders, left some ruins of my own behind. I got up to go, and with the ruins of Hampi across the river and the boulders, left some ruins of my own behind. I am so engrossed in the theatrics of my mind that I often forget that there is a world outside which has been gifted to me to revel in, to find pleasure and meaning in. Getting too intertwined in myself is often the bane of my existence as I lose purpose in my desperation to resolve the quotidian quibble or the boredom riddle. Time and again, seeing myself immerse in the labyrinthine issues of daily grind, whilst failing to notice that life is desperately trying to grab my attention, is to also lose a potential way to unravel the knots of my very being. The time's serenity descends on me as I see the water boil for my morning tea, or I stand at the window and watch a flawless sunset find its night, or listen to the cadence of a loved one's voice as they talk of normal things, or when the doorbell rings and my heart leaps as I know who it is. Suddenly, priorities get sorted out, issues get resolved. Later, much later, do I realize that the true path to the universe inside me comes through the vagaries outside as I cut through the noise and find that the world is much more than a mere domicile for me, for my desires and ambitions, and offers a journey of senses and fulfillments. Everything I could ever want is merely a question of merging what's outside to what is inside. This is Sunil Bhandari and you are listening to Uncut Poetry. If you enjoyed this poem, rate it on Spotify or leave a comment on Apple Podcast. And I have a lovely newsletter called The Uncuts, which is like a Sunday dollop of warmth and fun and beauty. Subscribe to it. The link is in the show notes. And if you loved this episode, please do share it with someone you love. See you next week.